Hey, what's up, guys? If you're trying to use a chatbot to set up, basically to collect leads and also drive traffic to whatever you're trying to drive traffic to, then this is the video for you. I'm basically using a chatbot for my brokerage firm. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now, and it's working pretty great. So I'm going to basically show how I'm using it, so it may spark some ideas that you guys can have, and then also want to also help you to set it up with set up your ChatFuel chatbot. Okay, so basically for my brokerage firm, I'm collecting research so that I can come up with a lead magnet, and I'm basically writing a book for traders and investors, and basically I'm collecting research so that I can target their problems a little bit more in depth, and I can title the lead magnet around that problem. So basically, as you can see, I have traders and investors who can relate to this. Type yes if you agree. Okay. There's plenty of people saying yes or whatever, and there's quite a few people that liked it and shared it because I ran ads for this and boosted this post. Now, here's the thing that the chatbot comes into play, and chatbots through Messenger. Whenever a person comments on any post, whether it be this one or any other post, they're going to receive a message from my brokerage, Illuminated Markets. They're going to receive a message saying, hey, we want to send you a free book. We're going to ask for your address in a second, but first, can you answer a few survey questions? Okay. Well, people go through these series of questions, they answer them, so on and so forth, and I can get the survey data that I need. At the end of the survey, the answers that they gave and their name and email gets sent to my email address, so I can just look at their answers on my phone, just go through it or whatever. But this is all on autopilot, so I don't have to do anything else. Once it's set up, and I could just go on about my day. I could do some targeting to get more people to comment, but it all starts with that initial comment whenever they comment on a post. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to set that up. You guys can, take this however far you want to take it, and we'll go from there. Okay. So basically, we're going to go over to Chatfuel. Okay. Chatfuel is, it's completely free, I believe. I haven't paid anything. Completely free, and basically you can set up your chatbots here. All right. So when you first get there, it's going to ask you to connect a page or whatever. Connect your fan pages, whatever one that you want to connect. That's pretty self-explanatory. Then we're going to go to create a blank chatbot. I was gonna do a blank bot and just go through the step by step, but I realized it was kind of redundant, and it also was making the video a lot longer than it could be or than it should be. So basically, I'm just gonna go through the steps on how to actually set this up from the bot that I already use. Okay, so when you first come in, you're going to have your welcome message and your default answer, and it's going to have some stuff over here. You can delete these. It's going to be like a little button at the top. You could just delete the default text that's already in there, and you can also do it for default answer. We're not going to actually use these. As you can see, I don't have anything in these, so you can delete those. The first thing that we need to set up is for the people to receive a message from us whenever they comment. So we're going to go down to grow. Okay. Once we get to grow, as you can see, it says acquire users from comments. So, and I have mine set up here, but you're going to go to add rule. And I have mine, I named it survey response. You can set it up to where it tracks comments for any post or for a specific post. So if you're trying to drive traffic to, anything, honestly, I can't even think of examples right now. But if you're trying to drive traffic to something, you can use that specific post and just click on the timestamp of the post to get its link. Okay, but I have it set up for any post, and then it's going to reply to post comments of all or comments matching a certain rule. I'm all about collecting the data from anybody, so I have it set up on all comments. So anytime a person comments on my fan page, they're going to receive this comment. Okay. So this is the message I was telling you guys about. It says, "Hey there, we're publishing a free book of trading strategies and want you to be one of the first ones to receive it. We'll need your address in just a moment, but first answer yes to get more details." Okay. So when a person answers yes, they're going to start the survey. All right. So you can put in here whatever you like, whatever your industry or niche is, whatever data you're trying to collect, or whatever relationship that you're trying to build. You can put whatever you want in here, but you always want to have this one little thing, the call to action. Okay. It's very, very important. So end it with a question if you have to. What's bothering you? Or are you ready to get started? Type yes to agree. Those are the things that you want to spark, because if people don't have a motive, they're probably just going to read it and go on about their day. But if you do this correctly, you can get your conversion rates up into like the 80%. Okay, it's really, really effective when you do it correctly. All right, so that's basically how you set up the initial comment. Then we're going to go over to build. Let me make sure. Okay, here we go. So first we're going to go over to build. And we're going to set up a new block. So I set up questions, survey, and no answer. Okay. First one I want to focus on is survey. All right. So when you go to add block, it's very self-explanatory. It's just going to ask you to edit the name and so on and so forth. So I'm going to delete this, and we're going to focus on survey. All right. Now, when a person replies yes, they should receive this. Okay. It says, in order to receive your free book of trading strategies, we're going to ask you a series of survey questions. Are you ready to get started? Now, notice I asked them again if they're ready to get started. Okay. The first one said, like, are you ready to get started, with the survey? But this one is asking you again. Okay. Now, I have it set up to where they hit yes. Okay. They hit yes. So let me go in on this and let me try to see if it'll let me here. Okay, here we go. All right, so I have it set up for a button. Okay. And if I drop this down, it has plenty of other options, and we'll get into that in a second. But I have it set up as a button. Okay. And actually, let me add a new block so I can maybe show you guys how to set this up. So let me example, because I thought it'd be pretty self-explanatory. All right, so you're going to hit text. You're going to hit text, and we're going to say this is just an example, want to learn how to grow your email list 50 leads per day. And then we're going to add button, or hit add button, and then we're going to say yes. All right. Now, here's the thing. When it says enter block name, you want the block to be connected to the actual questions. Okay. So for example, I have my survey questions under questions, and when a person actually responds yes, they're going to start the questions. Okay. So I have enter block name, I put questions. You guys can put whatever your block is, but that's what you're going to put there. Okay. So I'm going to delete this for now and go back to survey. All right. So notice I have mine set up to questions. Okay. Double click to open the block. All right. So that's what they're going to receive when they say yes to the initial comment. They're going to receive another one. And when it shows up, it's actually going to be a button that they can click. I don't recommend putting no as another option, because a person could just be a jerk that day and just say no. You kind of want to give people the motive to want to finish it up, so you want to kind of drive people to what you want them to do. Otherwise, think about it like a landing page. You want people to either opt in or leave, and that's basically what you can use this method to do. Okay. Now we're gonna go over to setup AI. Okay. Now we want to set up a rule. So I have it to where if a user says something similar to yes, bot will reply with the survey block. Okay, and that's the survey block that we just set up. Okay, so we're going to go to add AI rule, and then we can have it to where if user says something similar to whatever your initial comment is that we set up on the grow tab, that's what you're going to put. So you can say awesome or yes or whatever the case is. Okay. Now, when it says bot replies with, you can have them either reply with text or you can have them reply with the block. Now, I have mine set up for a block, and then I just selected the survey. Okay. So they're going to receive that second question when they say yes to the initial comment. Okay, so that's how you set up the initial comment. All right, so make sure that you have this set up, or it's not going to actually send them anything. Okay, now let's get into the questions. I know I'm going through this pretty quick, but just rewind the video, and it should be self-explanatory. Okay, so after a person hits yes on the survey, the initial question, after a person hits yes, okay, it's going to take them to the survey block or the question block where we actually ask them what we want to ask them. All right, you can do this however you like. I'm just showing you how I did mine. All right, now we can go to that block and notice. So, all right, let me back this up. With my survey, I wanted to hear from people in their own words because I wanted to see what problems people are really, really having. I didn't want to guess what problems they were having. Okay, so what I did is I have it set up to where they answer in their own words. So what I wanted to do is have user inputs. You can do this where, like, if you have a business where I know I have a couple buddies where they get to how they can tailor a package for a person with just the questions that they want them to answer. So what I mean by that is just multiple choice. If they have a person, if they're selling internet marketing courses, and a person says that they want to drive traffic fast, okay? Well, they'll list out to get down to that answer. So they'll have one answer like you want to build your brand. Your next one is you want to build your leads fast, or the third one is you want to learn marketing better, or sales pages better. It really doesn't matter. So like you can do it where it's user input, or you can set it up to where they actually answer the questions that you have predetermined. Okay, so I have it set up to where it's going to show typing for at least 4 seconds. Okay, and it's just a fake typing. So like what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down, and let me move my face out the way. And as you can see, there's like typing here. Okay. And what I could do is I can basically take that typing. Not sure why it's not letting me move it. Okay, well, it's not letting me move it. But as you can see, I just clicked typing and I dragged it up to the top here. Okay. Then if I wanted a person to answer in their own words, I'm going to do a user input block. Okay. So I'm going to go down, card. And then I'm going to hit the plus sign. And as you can see, there's tons of different variations and things that you can do here. I clicked user input. Okay. And then I asked my question. So, what do you love most about trading? Okay. Just for example. All right. I left the validation at none. And then this is it, very, very important. You want to save the answer to an attribute. All right. So I named mine like FX survey number 9, okay? Number 9, for example. All right, and it's important because we're going to reference these later on, but I'll get to that in a second, okay? Now, after that, after a person responds, it's just, I can set it up to where let me delete this, okay? So after a person responds to that first question, they're going to see typing again for at least 4 seconds, okay? Now notice I have it set up as like a real conversation. So it's like, okay, noted. Second question, what is your goal for trading this year? Notice I named the attribute FX survey number 2. Then it shows typing again. So as they're responding, the bot is asking them more and more questions. So question 3, as detailed as you can be, how would you feel if your trading problems were gone? I named it FX survey number 3. Show typing again. So it makes it look like they're actually typing, all right? And then go on. I'm asking all these questions. And then I have it set up to where it's going to send me an email. So how I do that is I'm going to go back to the cards. And then I'm going to hit send email up here at the top, okay? Send email at the top, all right? Once I do that, I can title it. So I did survey answers, and then I have it set up to my company address, okay? So it's going to send it directly to me, okay? Now, the thing that you have to do is I have it like in the email body, I have it set up to where like it says answer number 1, and then I reference that attribute that we set up earlier, okay? So I typed in answer number 1, FX survey number 1, answer number 2, so on and so forth until I get through all of it. And then I have agreement to emails. So that's like my last one. I said, can we have your email address? Thanks for taking our survey, and we're excited to keep you updated on the release of our book. Can we have your email address? Okay. And I set that one up as email address. All right. And then the last one, I have it set up to where do we have permission to send you email updates? We'll never spam or sell your information. Okay. Agreement to emails. I'm guessing most people are just going to say yes, right? Then I can put their user first name and the user last name. How you do that is you're just going to add some more of these things. These, I don't even know what to call them. We call them squigglies back in the day in school. But you just put first name, and then you do more squigglies, last name, okay? And there's other options. There's definitely other options, but I wanted to know their name just in case I need to look them up on Facebook later, okay? And then I have it set up to where they get one last message saying, perfect, thanks again, we'll be in touch very soon, all right? And that's after the bot is gonna send me an email, okay? So this is basically how you set it up. You guys can test the chatbot or whatever. It's very, very self-explanatory. You guys can use this however you'd like. If you want to do buttons, if you want to take a person through a list of buttons, just use text cards and then add the buttons, and then you can have it where, what is your social media preference? Can't spell preference for marketing, okay? And let's do add button. And let's say they say Twitter, then Facebook, and let's say hypothetically you have products and services for all of these different social channels, okay? Well, when they click them, you can start taking them through a different series of questions, okay? Different series of interactions with that person to eventually sell them and also educate them on what you would like them to buy. All right, so that's a cool way to use bots, guys. I don't want this video to get too long, but it's a cool, nifty way to use bots, and I will be uploading more and more content soon. Share this group, guys. Share it and add your friends to the group because I'm going to be adding a ton of value to this group, just completely free, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.